Ladies and gentlemen, I am Master Sergeant Jessica James, and I will be the narrator for today's ceremony. On behalf of the Commander, 621st Air Mobility Advisory Group, Colonel Daniel Cook, and the men and women of the 321st Air Mobility Operations Squadron, welcome to today's official change of command ceremony in which the reins of responsibility and leadership will be passed from Lieutenant Colonel John Berger to Lieutenant Colonel Jesse Miller. Please join us and stand for the singing of the national anthem by Major Okowski and his wife Rebecca, who are accompanied by their children, Darren, David, Robin, Elena, and Gwen. Following will be the invocation provided by Chaplain Choi.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
If you are willing, please join me in prayer. Lord of life, we witness today the changing of seasons here in the 321st AMOS. As we mark this moment, it is for these two commanders, Lieutenant Colonel Berger and Lieutenant Colonel Miller, their families, and this squadron, that we pray and ask your blessings. We ask that this transition be governed by your wisdom and peace. As we look ahead, we pray that this squadron continue to advance under your providential care, that the positive investment of Colonel Berger's tenure would continue to flourish, and that new seeds of growth and opportunity would be sown under Colonel Miller's command. As we currently live in uncertain times, may we always be united in mission for the good of others. Bless the work of the 321st AMOS to the benefit of this nation and the world. We ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Major Okowski and Rebecca, for that beautiful rendition of the national anthem, and thank you, Chaplain Choi, for those inspiring words. As you will notice, today's ceremony will be uniquely executed as it is vital that we continue to fight the COVID-19 virus by maintaining social distancing. This situation has and will continue to present us with challenges that we will overcome. The change of command ceremony is rooted in military history dating back to the 18th century. At that time, organizational flags were developed with color arrangements and symbols unique to each particular unit. The flag served as a rallying point and reminder of their allegiance to their leader during battle. To this flag and its commander, military members dedicated their loyalty and trust. When a change of command took place, the flag was passed to the individual assuming command in the presence of the entire unit. All unit members could witness their new leader assume the responsibility and trust associated with the position of commander. He or she who possessed the flag also held the unit members' allegiance. This symbolic tradition has served throughout military history. Our goal today is to continue the change of command tradition while recognizing the constraints of the unprecedented times we are currently in. At this time, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the official party. The presiding officer, Commander, 621st Air Mobility Advisory Group, Colonel Daniel Cook. The outgoing commander, Lieutenant Colonel John Berger, accompanied by his wife, Uni.
Thank you, masterminds.
We will miss you.
The incoming commander, Lieutenant Colonel Jesse Miller, accompanied by his wife, Major Jenny Miller, and their son, Charles Maverick.
Can you say good morning? Yeah.
We are also privileged to have with us today the Superintendent, 621st Air Mobility Advisory Group, Chief Master Sergeant Richard Corey. We would also like to extend a greeting to all members of the 321st Air Mobility Operations Squadron and members of Team Travis watching today's virtual ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, the presiding officer, Colonel Daniel Cook.
Good morning. I would like to first thank everyone who is attending via social media. General Gordy, General Klein, and Chief Master Sergeant Berger, thank you for joining us today. And thank you for your leadership. Colonel Jackson, Colonel Hall, and Chief Master Sergeant Jenkins, what amazing teammates you are. Thank you so much for all you do for us every day. And thank you for making mission, airmen, and families the priority. Thank you for all the families who are online and here with us. You have helped shape and mold John Berger and Jesse Miller into the great airmen they are today. Thank you. A special thank you to Uni, JB's spouse, for the amazing support and sacrifice over the last 2 years. I wish you every success and blessing as you go off to the Marshall School in Germany. A special thank you to Jenny, Jesse's spouse, and their son, Charlie Mav. In Jesse's words, you are the rock star of this family, with Charlie Mav being a close second. Thank you for your combined service and sacrifice as a joint spouse. As I understand it, this romance started in the academy, and it started by jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. Not sure I would do that, but welcome to the family all the same. Also, a big thank you to all of the masterminds, reserve partners, and Devil Raider teammates who are joining us today. And for the extraordinary mastermind and Aguila team responsible for bringing all of this together, from the amazing national anthem to the great prayer and the on-point narration, thank you very much. Thank you for making this a special day, honoring a great airman and quintessential leader as he relinquishes command, and to welcome in a great airman to take command. It's been a long 2 years, JB. All those sitting there now, you might say, where did the time go? But I've never seen a leader be tested so much and yet accomplish so much in 2 years, equally dealing with great triumph and great loss. I don't say this to demean any of our other commanders, because we are truly blessed with immensely talented leaders. However, it is to say JB had to overcome challenges and obstacles, with his mettle being tested personally and professionally in ways I've never seen and frankly hope to never see again. It all started before he took command, from being a victim of a hit and run to turning that into a triumph by running an Ironman 1 year after the accident with the surgeon who saved his life. Shortly after that, he became the speechwriter for the commander of Air Mobility Command. And then writing speeches, he got picked up to be the speechwriter for the Chief of Staff of the Air Force. Talk about a tough 2 years. You would think his first year in command would be a lot easier than that, until his boss had a great idea. He wanted to make Mobility Guardian 2019 something the CRW could be proud of instead of just an afterthought. It was to be the biggest demonstration of CR forces ever seen at an exercise, with an Air Operations Center, or an AOC, being created here in this building from a weapons system suite that was designed to supplement an Air Mobility Division, which is just one division out of 5 divisions in an AOC. It was to incorporate Air Mobility Liaison officers in the Air Operations Center to be the eyes and ears of our leadership, using our own radios linking the AOC to the forces on the ground from here in California to Washington State, which incorporated the contingency response teams to create a synergistic combat reach with our Army forces. After I pitched this idea to him, he just looked at me and thankfully didn't say what I thought he was going to say. He simply said, "I got it, boss." let me get back to you with a way forward. And he delivered. And I received this answer time and again. It was almost a joke. Give it to JB, he'll get it done. Of course, things don't get done with just one person, and JB is quick to give credit to Jazz and Justin as operations officers, and Mike Dean and other mastermind leadership. But that is just who JB is. An extremely competent, can-do leader who is gifted with humility and an extraordinary ability to hold everything together for his airmen. This was never more evident than when tragedy struck and Master Sergeant Tim McCarthy passed away. I watched in reverent wonderment as JB brought everyone together, consoling the grieving team, making sure everyone had a wingman and a safe place to work through their emotions. He did all of this while delivering one of the most touching eulogies, properly honoring Tim, his memory, and his family. He also made sure the family was taken care of and that there is a sustained plan of support for them. JB, thank you for leading from the front and without any regrets. I wish you blue skies in Germany and beyond. Well done. Coming to lead the masterminds is Lieutenant Colonel Jesse Miller. He is a standout in every good way as an aviator, airman, and leader. His records are full of accomplishments you might expect from being board selected to lead an Air Force squadron. But all you need to know is there is no quit in Jesse. Whether that is on a mission, no matter how big the task, or supporting teammates through ups and downs. He is the kind of leader people get behind because they believe in him and know he has their back. His proudest moment in the Air Force was leading an advising team in Afghanistan. They were asked to take over the undergraduate pilot training program. The drawdown had begun, and the command needed the Afghan pilots fully qualified within 2 years ahead of schedule. It was an insurmountable task, but Jesse and his team didn't even flinch. They came up with an aggressive plan and completed every pilot on the new timeline safely. This kind of can-do spirit is needed to continue the great work that JB started and to take advantage of this time to get the weapon system suite ready for multi-domain command and control into the next decade. This won't be easy to balance with all of the other great masterminds and what they're doing around the world controlling the fight. It's a big task, but you are the right leader to get it done. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Colonel Cook. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us as Colonel Cook presents Lieutenant Colonel Berger with the Meritorious Service Medal. Traditionally, the medal would be pinned on by the presiding officer. However, due to the CDC's recommended social distancing guidelines, Lieutenant Colonel Berger will be pinning the medal on himself.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by Executive Order 16 January 1969, has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal, 4th Oak Leaf Cluster, to Lieutenant Colonel John W. Berger for meritorious service from 8 June 2018 to 21 May 2020. Lieutenant Colonel John W. Berger distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 321st Air Mobility Operations Squadron, 621st Air Mobility Advisory Group, 621st Contingency Response Wing, Travis Air Force Base, California. During this period, Lieutenant Colonel John Berger led a 75-member squadron spanning 23 Air Force specialty codes who were deployable within 12 hours to any Air Force operations center in the world. The squadron supported 26 Joint Chiefs of Staff level exercises, validating operational plans in 6 different combatant commands. At the 609th Air Operations Center, members planned the Syria retrograde and evacuated dozens of service members with battlefield injuries. Moreover, at Home Station, Colonel Berger drove the upgrade of the $4.5 million squadron training suite into a fully operational weapons system suite capable of reach-back operations for any geographic air operations center. Utilizing this suite, the squadron built the Mobility Guardian Air Operations Center, where they command and controlled 1,500 coalition forces from 86 wings and 26 nations, transforming the Combined Forces Air Component Commander's vision into an executable air tasking order. Finally, Colonel Berger led the squadron to win the 2018 Mobility Air Forces Theater Command and Control Unit of the Year and the 2019 Air Force Association Multi-Domain Operations Award. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Colonel Berger reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Lieutenant Colonel Berger, the floor is yours.
Good morning, Masterminds. Hello to friends, family, and everyone who is joining us virtually from around the world. First off, thank you to our narrator, Jessica James, who's a rock star MC, a rock star narrator, and a rock star senior NCO. Thank you to Chaplain Choi, whose invocation at the Combat Dining Out last year was the best I've ever seen. Thanks to G-Man, Becca, and the entire Olkowski clan. That was a really, really cool national anthem. Huge thanks to Paulo, Judea, Ashlyn, Matos, Quiche, PA, and everybody who helped put this together. Events like this don't just happen, especially events during coronavirus. They take adjustments and readjustments, and you guys have done a great job to make this happen. So thank you. You know, as I thought about this change of command, I was a little sad. One, sad that I'm leaving the great squadron, but two, I was sad because I felt like I wasn't going to be able to thank all the people in person that I wanted to thank. But as I thought about it more, this forum actually gives me a better chance to thank more people. And even though COVID-19 has forced us into physical separation, in some ways our families, our squadrons, our social circles, in some ways they've never been closer because we're all facing this challenge together. We're facing the joys together. We're facing the uncertainties, the fears. We're all facing that together. We're figuring out how to get through this together, and we'll emerge from this stronger. So hang in there and keep watching out for each other. Okay, being the AMOS commander for 2 years, CRW for 4 years, and the Air Force for 17 years, there are literally thousands of people that I could and should thank. For those I don't thank specifically, it's not due to a lack of gratitude, just a deep respect for people's time. First, thank you to Colonel Cook. Thank you for those very kind words. Thank you for throwing me under the bus with the speechwriter reference. No pressure now. But thank you for telling all of us that every airman matters. And thank you for perpetuating that thought and that idea in the AMAG. And thank you for pushing the masterminds to new heights, heights that we wouldn't have achieved without you. So thank you, sir. Thank you to Mr. D for your sage wisdom and advocacy. Thank you to Colonel Jackson, Colonel Hall, and all the Devil Raiders out there. This is a special wing with special people in a critically important mission. So thank you for your leadership. Thanks to Chief Jenkins, Chief Corey, Senior Master Sergeant Dean, Master Sergeant Richardson, and all of our senior enlisted leaders. There's one thing that General Selva used to say, which I think is 100% true. The difference between the United States military and every military in the world is the professionalism, dedication, and the amount of responsibility that we give our enlisted corps. Our NCOs make decisions that FGOs make in other militaries. So thank you. I also wanted to thank my fellow squadron commanders. Kit, Cinco, Tonka, Fokker, Angela, I will miss our whiskey talks. Rob, Christina, Scott, Troy, TJ, Marcus, our Tuesday morning breakfasts were one of the highlights of my week. Thanks to Justin Barrett, our honorary commander. Your support for the squadron and support for the McCarthy family has truly been a blessing. Thank you to Jennifer McCarthy. Your strength and your perseverance is an inspiration. Thank you to Justin and Jazz, the best DOs I could ever hope for. Thank you to Sean and Cole Shirts, who have given everything to taking care of airmen. Thank you to G, Rick, Emma, Patty, TJ, and all of our Guard and Reserve AMOSs. Many people have said it, and I truly believe it. We are the model for total force partnership. Thank you to Tonka and the Mobsters. Even though we're 3,000 miles apart, we truly are a seamless team. And the awards that we won together are proof of that. Thank you to Greg, Joe, the entire AMC A3CC team. You're the best functionals a squadron could ever hope for, and you have really good taste in baseball teams. Thank you to Colonel Dack, the 613th, Colonel Nolte, the 607th, and all the geographic AOCs from around the world. Every time we roll in, you guys make us feel at home. Thank you to our key spouses, Dawn Dean, Sarah Kaczynski, Michelle Jordan, and Amanda Lewanig, and all our spouses. I truly believe, I said it a million times, our military spouses are so critical. You're the unsung hero of our nation's defense. You sacrifice time, you give so much time, you lead behind the scenes, and you sacrifice your careers. And thank you is entirely insufficient, but I hope you appreciate the important role you play in our nation's defense. Thank you to Uni, my loving, beautiful, and fearless wife. This journey of life, it wouldn't be worth traveling without you. So thank you, babe. I love you. Thank you to my family. I know you'd rather be here today, but I know I'll see you soon. I love you. Thank you to my friends. I feel very lucky to have you in my life. Thank you to Lieutenant Colonel Jesse Miller, our next commander, and his wife, Jenny. Thank you for being rock star leaders. Thank you for being great role models in our Air Force. And thanks for naming your son Mav. That's just the coolest name ever. Jesse, Masterminds are lucky to have you. You're going to love being a part of their team. And last, I want to say thank you to the Masterminds. I said a lot of what I wanted to say during the farewell, but it has been the honor of my professional career to serve with you. Uni and I will cherish these memories forever. And as Tiffany said, this isn't goodbye, it's just see you later. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Berger. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us for the change of command ceremony.
Publish the orders.
Attention to orders. Special Order G20007, dated 15 May 2019. Lieutenant Colonel Jesse P. Miller is appointed Commander, 321st Air Mobility Operations Squadron, Travis Air Force Base, California, effective 21 May 2020, under authority of Air Force Instruction 51604.
Face. Sir, I relinquish command.
Well done, JP.
Sir, I assume command.
Lead well, Jesse. So, face.
Please be seated. On behalf of Colonel Cook, it is my pleasure to introduce the new commander of the 321st Air Mobility Operations Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Jesse Miller.
Good morning. Let me start by saying I am honored and humbled to be here. And I honestly appreciate everyone's effort to make this change of command possible despite the pandemic. Major Olkowski and Rebecca, thank you for what is now my favorite rendition of our national anthem. I can't think of a better way to represent our squadron or our nation. Chaplain Choi, your thoughtful invocation was inspiring. Master Sergeant James, I appreciate you braving the camera and narrating today's event. Captain Lewaneg, Captain Tagiped, Senior Miss Solomon, I appreciate all of your effort. You did an incredible job organizing this event. Despite the monumental challenges you faced, and you truly made it special for our unit and for our families. A production like this is not easy. Ashland, Matos, it takes a lot of time, energy, and effort. and you and the entire production team knocked it out of the park. I would like to thank Colonel Cook and Chief Corey for traveling during this pandemic to preside over the ceremony. We appreciate you being here, and I'm excited to be part of the team. I would like to acknowledge all of the EC, Contingency Response, and Air Mobility Wing and Group leadership that are attending virtually. Your presence demonstrates a network of support that means a lot to me. Fellow squadron commanders, I look forward to working with you as we continue to strive to make our Air Force the best it can be. Mr. Barrett and other honorary commanders, your generosity and continued support to our airmen and our militaries helps us build bridges of understanding between us and our communities. Colonel Jackson, Colonel Hall, Chief Jenkins, I look forward to learning from your leadership, and I cannot thank you enough for this incredible opportunity to lead. I would like to say thank you to all of our family, friends, teammates, and mentors who are out there watching this, cheering us on. Jenny and I would not be where we are today without you. I would be remiss not to express my gratitude for my beautiful wife, Jenny, and our amazing little boy, Charlie Mav. Jenny, you're my best friend and teammate. From jumping out of planes together over the Rockies to flying them all over the world. We've continued on this journey just like we started it, side by side. She even cut my hair during the pandemic, and that took a lot of trust. I cannot thank you enough for your support. You served as an airman, and you sacrificed as a spouse, and that is not lost on me. Charlie Mav, you've added so much joy to our lives. Even in my wildest dreams, I never imagined that this chapter of our adventure would be this amazing. Thank you, buddy. I love you both with all that I am. JB and Uni, you have been an absolutely incredible command team, and you built more than a squadron. You built a family. You left us huge shoes to fill, and that's all right, because Jenny, Mav, and I love challenges. But I want you to know that we're ready to carry on your legacy and your culture for caring. Our family is absolutely dedicated to keeping the 321st AMOS the best squadron in the United States Air Force. Masterminds. The next fight is always out on the horizon. From tensions in the Korean Peninsula, Iranian aggression in the Middle East, territorial disputes in the Pacific, and Russian hostilities in Europe, our world is faced with emerging conflicts. Developing regional powers around the globe threaten to disrupt our world order, and we live in very turbulent times. The ability of the 321st AMOS to rapidly deploy anywhere in the world at a moment's notice and immediately integrate into air operations centers around the globe ensures that our global mobility teams can get forces into the fight and provides our combatant commanders with a unique fighting advantage. Our mission serves as a powerful deterrent to our adversaries, and it's something that the 321st does better than anyone else. Thank you. Thank you for letting me join our team. While we don't know when or where the next fight will be, I can promise you this. The masterminds will be there, ready to go, and we will control the fight.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Miller. We look forward to your leadership and guidance. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. We thank you for joining us and helping us overcome the challenges of this coronavirus and making this traditional ceremony possible. We hope you all have a wonderful day.